We are welcome all to the fourth class of our DevOps series, and today we are going to be looking at Git rebase. We are going to see what Git rebase is all about. We are going to look at understanding difference between merge and rebase, and then we are going to see how we can rearrange the commit history, and we are going to look at how to merge commits. If you actually made a commit by mistake, how can you merge it? Or if you discover that this commit like this was not actually a milestone, you want to merge it with another commit to make it a real milestone, how can you merge the two commits? Now if you create a branch, and in that branch you made several commits in that branch, and you want to merge the branch to the main branch, but you don't want all the commits to be merged, you want some particular commits to be merged. There is a particular command that we are going to run. So that is our menu for today. Git rebase, understanding differences between merge and rebase, rearrange the commit history, how to merge the commits, how to selectively pick up commits from child branch. Alright, let us try to first of all draw what we are going to be doing. This is what we are going to be doing. We are going to create a branch, which is the main branch. There was one embarrassing question in one interview I attended that they asked a very embarrassing question to me. They say, how do you create the master branch in Git? How do you create the master branch in Git? Honestly, I was being trained like this, and they have never told me that this is how you create a master branch in Git. But actually, creating a master branch in Git is just opening Git in a particular location. That's all. When you open Git in a particular location and then you initialize that location, that's all. It's already a master branch. Okay, so when you open Git from a particular repository and then you initialize that repository, the master branch is created there. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to create a master branch, and in that master branch we are going to create a commit. We are going to create the first commit that we are going to name it. We are going to use this nomenclature. We are going to name this commit the A commit, and the folder that we are, the file that we are going to create for that commit is F1. I want you to know the difference between the file and the commit. This file, a commit can have 3 files, right? A commit can have 4 files. So for simplicity, we are going to be creating one file for the A commit. When we create the A commit, what we are going to do is we are going to create a branch. We are going to create a branch in which we are going to name it the test branch. We are going to name this branch a test branch, while this branch is going to be the main branch. Now inside the test branch, we are going to create 2 files, the first one and the second one, and those files we are going to name them. This will be F2 and this will be F3. Then the files are going to be commit B and commit C. Then now we are going to check out from the test branch, and then we are going to go back to the main branch, and then in the main branch we are going to create another file where we are going to make another commit, and this time this commit would be commit D, and the file will be file F4, and the last file that we are going to create is going to be, this is the last file that we are going to create, and the file is going to be file, this one is F4 please. This one is going to be the E commit, and the file will be file F5. This is our work for today. Then when we finish doing this, we are going to merge. Now this is where our problem is. In our last class we learned that when you finish with your branch, you then join and merge to the main branch. You join and you merge this branch to the main branch like that. And when you merge to the main branch, what will happen? The commit will merge in a linear way. That means this commit merges with this one at this position, and then this commit merges with this position. That is what will happen. If we merge, if we run git merge normally, this is how the commit will merge, and the commit will lie A, B, C, D, and E, right? But this is not what we want. What we want is this. We want a situation in which these two commits, instead of merging linearly, they are going to merge and become the first commits in this branch. They are going to merge at this level. The two commits are going to merge at the top. Is that clear? The two commits are going to merge at the top, at the very top. Maybe let me try to present it in a way that will look good, so that we might visualize it. That means we are creating now the D commit will be here, and then the E commit will be here. Good. This is the D commit, and this is the E commit, and the D commit will be F4, and the E commit will be F5. Now what we want to do is we will be merging this branch to this other one here. We will be doing merging this one to this one here. And we don't want linear merging. We want what we call fast forward merge. The branch is going to merge like this, like that. Our branch is going to merge like this. This commit will come to this position, and then this commit will come to this position, right? That is what we are going to do today, and then we want to see exactly how it will work and in what situation does it work. Many interviewers will always ask you, what is git rebase? What we have just done now is called git rebase, merging the branch from the child branch to be at the top of the master branch, or at the top of the main branch. Let us practice this and see how it happens. Okay, we have our projects folder that we know that we created. We created a projects folder, right? If the location is on the PC. Okay, let's see whether our location is actually available. Yeah, this is our location. So we create our file. This is a new project that we are doing, which is our school manager program. Now inside our school manager program, what do? We open our git base there, git bash please. When our git bash is opened here, the first thing we do is we initialize. When you want to start your project and you want that particular place to be your repository, you have to initialize it. you must initialize your repository. How do you initialize your repository? You must run git init. That repository has been initialized now. Now, instead of having school manager here, I now have a branch, right? I have now a main branch. So the question of how do you create a master branch? By initializing a repository. Now the next thing I want to do, yeah, somebody has just unmuted.
Service, why is it called main in your computer and master in our own?
Okay, when you were installing Git, there was a place where it was said that most operating systems now are using main, and the market now is mostly using main. So main is now widely used instead of master. So would you like to use main or master? You went for master when you were installing. So for me, I went for main. So it's just a simple nomenclature. So if you see master in somewhere and you see main somewhere, there is no problem. They will play the main role. Is that clear?
So
Cool. All right, we are now at the level of our main branch. So for simplicity and in order to gain time, we are not going to be creating our files and making them into code. No, we just understand that some code is written. I hope we can understand that some code has been written, and directly I'll be creating the files from the Git batch. So I'll just run touch. Our first file that we said we were going to create was f1, and we wanted to create f1 in the main. So I'll just run touch f1. The file has been created, right? My f1 file has been created. You want to see the file created? You open the place. This is it, f1 created. Okay, I just created it directly from Git bash. Now what do? I see the file created, that is it, f1 there. So what do? I add the f1, git add. It is added. Next thing I do is I commit it with an a commit, git commit -m a. I've committed the file. Did I commit it?
There is a problem with the code you ran up there.
Okay, thank you very much. Git status. The file is still on track, so I needed to add. There was a space that I did not give. Thank you for visualizing that. So git status, that is it, git add, git commit -m, and then I write my a commit. Good. Where are we? We should always look at where we are. We have just created our file 1, and we have created an a commit. So what do we do now? We create a branch called a test branch, right? We are going to create a branch called a test branch. How to create our branch? Git branch test. Our branch is created. Now we move to the branch, git checkout test. We are now in the branch. We can see that we are now at the level of the branch. Okay, the next thing we do is we create a file in that branch, touch f2. Our file is created. We move the file to the staging directory, and then we create a commit. It should be the b commit. Our commit is created. We said we are going to create how many files in this one? We are going to create 2 files. Good. We create another file again, touch f3. Our file gets created. You don't need to check the status if you know, but you can always check. You add the file to the staging directory, and then you create a commit, and this commit we are going to call it the C commit. Right now, what do? We check out back to the master or to the main. Where are we? We have created this commit as a C commit. Let us check back now to the main and create a D and E commit. Git checkout main. Now in the main branch, now what do? We are creating number how many files now? We have created 1 2 3, the next 4, touch 4, git add.
So please,
Yes,
is the command git checkout the same as git switch?
yes, you can switch from one branch to the other. The command actually switches from one branch to the other, switches you from the test branch to the main branch, from the main branch to the test branch, or from two test child branches. We can decide to create two child branches like test and training. In those two, there are child branches. You can be switching in between those branches, right?
Okay, so there's no difference actually between the two.
No, there's no difference. You switch between the two branches. Status git commit. This should be the number how many commit, a D commit. All right, and then the last one now. This one should be F5 and git add with git commit. This one should be the E commit. Fine, here is where we are now. We are at this level. We have created A commit with file 1, B commit with file 2, C commit with file 3, D commit with file 4, E commit with file 5. Here is where rebase stands. In our normal merge that we did last time, we are supposed to just move over to the main branch, and then we call the master to come and join. But with git rebase, what we are going to do is you remain at the test branch, and then you shoot to the master using the command rebase. You remain at the test branch first, and then you shoot to the master, shoot your commits to the master using the rebase command, and then you check out to the master, and then you merge. So rebase is like you send the commit to the master, then you go to the master, then you merge now with the test, right? This is what we are going to do. First thing you do is we are at the level of main. So at the level of main, what do we want to do? We want to check out to the test. Okay, we are now at the level of test. So at the level of test, which command should we run? We should run down the command git rebase, right? Run the command git rebase main. Successfully rebased and updated. So what are we going to have if we run our hyphen git log hyphen one line? What are we going to have? We are going to have our commits now. They will be aligned in this order. This is the order in which our commits are supposed to be aligned. We are supposed to have now what? We are supposed to have commit F3 here, F2 here, E here, D here, then A here, right? This is supposed to be commit C, commit B, commit E, commit D, and commit A. That is how the commits are supposed to be. If we run git log, so let's run git log hyphen one line. So we have commit C, B, E, D, and A. Let's see what we have. Commit C, B, E, D, and A. C, B, E, D, and A. We have successfully done rebase. So what is rebase? Rebase is actually sending the commits that are coming from the child branch to be on top or in front in the commit in the master branch, right? Sending the commit in the child branch to be in front of the commits of the main branch or the master branch. Rebase, some tech engineers call rebase as forward merging, fast forward merging. So if you hear about fast forward merging, they are talking about rebase. If you hear somebody talk about fast forward merging, he is talking about rebase. Okay, so at this particular moment, is anybody confused about what rebase is all about?
I want to know what is the real importance of that rebase on over the regular merging.
Okay, there is a situation in which you send your code. When you send your code, you want your code to be, generally this is what happens in in the industry. You will always be asked to send your code through a pipeline, right? You send your code through a pipeline, and there are some particular code that are heavier than other codes, and then there are some codes that needs to be processed first before other codes. So if you send a particular code, like generally we always need that the code containing the database should be sent first before the code containing the application itself, because when we will be deploying applications in Kubernetes, first of all, the code that has to go and set up the database needs to go first before the code that is coming to install the application comes second. So you will not send the code for the application before the code for the database. It is not going to be good. So in trying to configure the database, maybe the engineer that was configuring the database finished first and sent his code as a commit. That code has been sent as a commit, and then the engineer that is still writing the program itself finishes maybe last and send his code as a commit. You now, as a DevOps engineer, the master of actually processing the code, you are the one to know now that which code should go first. I mean, normally you would like to send the database code first before you send the application code second. And sometimes if you are trying to make a code that might be is presenting a web application to the owner, and then the owner says that please, can you send me the contact us page of that web application, let me visualize it. If the contact us page is found in commit F2 here, what are you going to do? You are going to rebase the commit and put in front, and then you send the code. Whatever code is already available, you rebase the code and put the F2 in front, so that with anything that is happening, he should see the contact us page first. Okay, the code is actually processed the first in your pipeline. When we come to designing pipelines and all the like, you will see how your pipelines function. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, but I'm not very clear, because in the case, for example, that the F2 had maybe the contact page, and it means that if it is merged already, it means that even the E there has the contact page.
Yeah.
Or I don't get it.
Yes. Generally, when the code is merged, look at the code in places of you are really going to understand the different merges at the level of containerization when we come to Docker and Kubernetes. Listen, there is something called containerization, in which you are going to be deploying your code in Kubernetes. There is what we call pods. Pods are actually different machines, different computers like this. Pods are different computers like this, right? And the pods contain different particular codes. That means your code can come, and some code is here, other code is here, another code is here. It is merged together as one code, but because the commit history is very clear, it is possible for you to deploy the code in Kubernetes with respect to different merges, with respect to different commits. Excuse me, please. Some commits can come to a particular pod, and then another commit can come to a particular pod, where the code together will be functioning as one. Okay, you will really understand the code at that level of the exact meaning of rebasing or direct merge at the moment where deployment is taking place. Okay, for now you cannot really understand it, because we are not yet talking about deploying particular commit or deploying particular merges. Okay, when we'll be at the level of Kubernetes and writing Kubernetes files, you will now see why it was important to commit some codes before some commits, send some commits in front, or bring some commits behind. Okay. All right, that was Git rebase for you. The next thing we want to look at is, I hope we have understood the meaning of the difference between a normal merge and a rebase. They'll always ask you, please, what is Git merge and what is Git rebase? They will always ask you this question. So let's see how you can rearrange the commit history. Let's see how we can rearrange the commit history. What is the meaning of rearranging the commit history? Generally, we have done a merge, which is a rebase merge, and we are having these commits as they are lying here. But yet we still look at the commit and we say that we don't want the commit to be in this way. We want the D commit to be at the place where the B commit is, and the B commit to be at the place where the D commit is, right? We want to change D and B. So here is where we are standing. We want that D should come where B is and B should come where D is, right? if you want to do this type of a commit rearrangement, you are going to first of all run the command git rebase -I head in capital letters. This is one of the commands that you have in capital letters in the whole of your programming. Head, and then you remove this signal. The signal is found just below the escape, right? If you're having English keyboard, the signal is found just below the escape. But however, I'm going to give you the code in the notes. You can copy the code and use -head. There you put 4. This 4 is dynamic because there are 4 commits immediately after the first commit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to enter the VI editor. Using this command, we are going to enter the VI editor where we can copy and paste, cut and paste, and then delete. Okay, so you put 4 because I have 4 commit after the first commit. If you had 6 commit after the first commit, 7 commit after the first commit, you can always do that. The reason is because we will not like to change the position of the first commit. It is not always advisable. So I've entered the VI editor. See the commits that are in the VI editor, right? If you discover even, you are not going to see the A commit because we have listed just the first 4 commits. Okay. Now in this situation, what are you going to do? You simply press enter. Look down here, please. Look at what is happening down here. There is cts/school-manager/git. When I press I in my keyboard, the place will change. I press I, you see it has changed to insert. When it changes to insert now, I can just copy and paste and then delete. If I copy the B commit, I wanted the B commit to be on top of the C commit. I give a space there by pressing enter, and then I copy my B commit. I copy my B commit, and then I go up. You navigate here with your cardinal mouse point. Now my B commit is up there, and then I can delete my B commit down here and give the space. And what do? I want to save and quit. I press escape. It says that insert has disappeared from down here when I press escape, and then I press colon WQ and exclamation, and I quit. And then when I quit now, I have git log --1 line. What am I going to see? Here it was B and D. Now here it is E and D, right? This E now and D. And take a look, I am now at the test branch. It doesn't matter whether I am at the test branch or I am at the main branch. I have actually done a merge between the test branch and the main branch. It does not have any problem anymore. Okay, then that is how to rearrange your commit history, rearranging the commit history. Then now, how to merge the commits. What is the meaning of merging commits? How do you merge commits? There can be a situation in which here you discover that the commit that you did for D and the commit that you did for E, since we have rearranged and this one is now B and this one is now E, you say you want to merge the commit. Now if you decide and say that you want to merge D commit, the D commit will be merged with which commit? The commits are merged downward, which means if you want to make the D commit disappear, the D commit is going to be merged but with the C commit. That means the D commit will no longer exist. What will exist will be the C commit, right? The D commit no longer exists. What will exist now is the C commit. So where the D commit used to end, the C commit now will come and end there. I hope you understand the meaning of merge. Let's say look up here, please. Let's say merge is in this way. There is a first line that comes and reach here, that's the first commit. Then there's a second line that comes and reach here, that's the B commit. Then there's a third line that comes and reach here, that's the C commit. Then there's a fourth line that comes and reach here. Now if you decide to eliminate this line, that this line should not be existing as a line, what will you do? Will you merge it back to this one? If you merge it back to this one, therefore this one grows downward, right? What you do is you merge it back to this one. The reason why you do not do front merge is because you cannot easily take the first commit and merge with the front ones. So you always merge the commit and it will go downward. This line now becomes like this, it merges with this one, and now we have a commit written from here till here, right? Because they consider that you cannot make a mistake of putting a commit instead at the level of this position at the frontage, right? So you merge backward, and then if you decide to merge with this one, you merge like this. If you decide to merge with this one, you merge like this, so that at the final end you have a full one commit, right? You have one full commit. You merge backward because you are merging towards a holistic commit. Okay, so let's see how we can decide and join a commit. In order to join a commit, the first thing you must do is that you should know the commit ID. Look at these things like this. These are commit IDs. These are commit IDs. These are commit IDs like this. Okay, these are commit IDs. So what do I want to do? I want to merge the commit A and make it not to exist anymore. I don't want the commit A to exist anymore. What do? I will enter my VI editor. I cannot merge from here. I only have to enter the VI editor, and in order to enter the VI editor, I have to use git rebase -i head 4. Now I am in my VI editor. I press enter, where I can manipulate now with the commit. I want to merge this commit B, this B commit like this. I want to merge it. The value that is in front of the commit is peak. I just simply erase the value from peak and I write squash. Since squash like that. When I write squash, that means B will no longer exist as a commit, right? What do? I save, and I run git log -one line. Where am I? I'm in my test branch, git checkout main. Okay, the two branches have merged. Git log -one line. Okay, right now you see that you do not more have the B commit. The B commit has disappeared. Okay, the B commit has disappeared. That is how you need to merge two commits together. You do in order to merge two commits together. Okay, all right. Right now we are standing at this position. We have merged two commits. We want to carry out now a practice called selective pickup. What is selective pickup? There is a time when there is a time when you will not need to take all the commit from your branch. We are going to create a new repository where we are going to create the first commit, create the second commit. We are going to create actually 5 commits in the child branch, 5 of them like that. Now we'll create these 5 commits, then we'll go now to our main branch, and instead of just merging all these commits, we can decide and say that we are going to merge you, we are going to merge you, and maybe we are going to merge you. We are not going to merge all these other ones. In software management and Git, we call this cherry pick. So you are going to run a code called cherry pick. Don't forget this word, cherry pick. If you want to selectively pick up commits from the child branch to the main branch, what type of code do you run and how is it called? It is called cherry pick. Okay, so the command for actually running cherry pick is cherry git cherry pick, and then you write the IDs of the particular commit. So let's get our hands dirty and do this. What do? We delete our program, our project. In order to delete it, you have to close your Git terminal. All right, we create another one. Now we enter there. Open our Git bash. Remember, when I open Git bash, it is showing me manager there. Look at here, is showing me manager, right? Unless I run git init before, it will be a repository. When I run git init now, it is now the main branch, right? So there I create my first file, touch f1, and I add it, staging directory, and I create a commit. Practice makes perfect. I hope we know that. And then I create another branch, and then I move to the branch, and then I create a file, and then I move it to the staging directory, and I create a commit. I'm going to create 5 of them here. So that's the first one. We can go fast. We already know what we are doing. That's how when you see some of these programmers doing all these things, you start saying that this is magic, that a normal person cannot do all these things. create the third one. That is F2, F3. Okay, our call ends in 10 minutes. Can I finish this in 10 minutes? I doubt. Let's try. If it goes off, we are going to continue. Git add. Let me try to finish it in 10 minutes. Git commit. Okay, let's just create 3 files, and that is it. That was the C commit, so this should be the D commit. Okay, fine. We have created, let's see, we have created 3 commits here, right? We have created an A commit here, a B, a C, and a D commit, right? We want to selectively pick just 2 commits from here. Okay, we want to pick just 2 commits from here. What do? We move over to our main branch, please. And then we run the command cherry pick. Run our cherry pick. Where is that command? Let me look at it from your notes. Run the command cherry pick, performing cherry pick. So you run the command cherry pick ID1, ID2, ID3. So we are going to copy the IDs of our 2 commits that we want to take. So in order to do that, what do? We first of all run git rebase.
Something is saying up there that command not found. Up.
Where is it there? Did I see it? What command did I run?
Check out.
Okay, I wanted to check out. Luckily I did not check out. Anyway, we still remain at the test branch because we need to run git rebase -I. We are struggling to beat the 10 minutes time. Head. Now there are just 3 of them, right? 3. What did I not write well? Git rebase. Okay, it should be git rebase it's okay. Invalid upstream. Git rebase -I head for okay 2. I'm sure it should be 2. Okay, there should be 2 of them. So there are 2 of them at the level of the child branch. Okay, let's just selectively pick 1. Okay, let's say we want to pick this one. This is the one that we want to pick. We copy it. We save. Let's first of all paste it somewhere before we start saving. We want to just pick one of them from the child branch. We come back to the child branch now. We run now cherry pick. Remember our cherry pick command. Here it is, cherry pick. So if you want to pick like 3, 4, or 5, you can put as many IDs as possible. So we run our cherry pick, and then we put our ID. Here is our ID. Now the thing about cherry pick is that when you run cherry pick, the commit will be committed, but it will pass to the front. So if you are run git log -- one line, what we are going to see is that the commit that we have picked up from the child branch becomes the head commit. If you don't want it to be the head commit, you should now go into your VI editor and rearrange the commit in what we just saw as rearranging the commit. Are there questions? Should we stop the class and launch another link for questions? I'm waiting on you. Should we launch another link for questions? Is it clear?
It's clear for me, sir. Just I will have to kind of look at the video again to master it well.
Yeah, it's just to practice, just trying to practice. If the concept is okay and you grab the concept, the next thing is practice. That's just it. Practice over and over. Declan, is it okay?
It's okay, sir.
Rennie, are we good? Rennie, can you talk?
Yes, sir, I said it's okay.
All right. Okay, guys. In that case,
So please,
yes.
I have a small problem, which is a small question.
Yeah.
I want to know, we are actually learning Git, but as from what I could see, Git is it not more for those who are writing the code, the source code?
Yes, you will at one moment be able to perform all these Git commands when you are committing your code at the level of the branch. You are going to be pulling the code from Git, but most often programmers are the ones that use Git. But you are a DevOps, you are a link in between programmers and operations. That's why you know all their tools. That's where the link is coming now. You get it? You are linking. We are trying to link you with the developers. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. We are a minute with 2 minutes. Any other question?